Imagine a gathering of the brightest minds, the most innovative thinkers, and the industry experts all under one roof. This is not just an event, it's a transformative experience where knowledge is shared, connections are made, and inspiration is ignited. WOSCON 2024 sounds like an electrifying event. It must be a thrill to be part of such a gathering where creativity, expertise, and innovation converge. The synergy that arises when brilliant minds come together can spark groundbreaking ideas and collaborations that have the potential to shape the future. I can already envision the exhilarating atmosphere filled with passionate discussions, cutting-edge presentations, and networking opportunities that transcend boundaries. It's events like these that fuel progress and drive positive change in the world.
All right. Welcome back to the World of Search Conference. And today I'm very excited because we are doing our brand segment. Okay. And today I have a guest speaker, and he is the founder of Authority Solution. And by the way, before that, my name is Kurt Roldan, and welcome back to another interview series for the World of Search Conference. No? And today we have the privilege of sitting down with one of our esteemed sponsors, and his name is Mitchell from Authority Solutions. And let me introduce Sir Mitchell for a while, guys, okay, before I'm going to add him here in the show. And I want to learn more about what they are doing and also their business, because I'm sure they are helping a lot of people. So if you have any question, sorry about that, any questions about digital marketing or in SEO, you can add it in the comment box below, because we are giving away free tickets to those winners in these sessions. All right. And yeah, let's start. We have 28 viewers. Hello, everyone. Who's from the Philippines? Anyone from USA, Canada, Australia? And by the way, guys, I'm very excited because the conference is coming. We are very excited to fly to Manila to be there and meet our speakers, and also our brand segment speaker. I'm very excited to meet him as well. So I'm going to introduce him now. So Mitchell, he's doing over 15 years of experience in the IT industry and having achieved executive levels in corporate America. With more than 2 decades as a successful entrepreneur, he has made significant contribution to both the business community and nonprofit organization. And his passion for educating others is evident through his insightful expertise. And now, guys, without further ado, I'm going to add Sir Mitchell here at the show. Hello, Sir Mitchell from Kumusta? Kumusta from the Philippines?
How are you guys doing this evening?
All right, we are doing well as well here in the Philippines, and yeah, it's great to have you back. So to start off, Mitchell, because last time to I invited you here in my show and discussing about you, what you do, and also your business. But right now, since this is a brand segment, I'm going to focus on knowing more about what you are offering and your business, Authority Solutions. Can you please tell us more a bit about that, and also your journey and how you came to be a founding partner at Authority Solutions?
Absolutely. So, generally speaking, my introduction talks about how I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years now. So I like business. I like businesses. I like business opportunities, starting businesses, growing them, selling them, and so forth. However, during that time, I have this past 10 years that I've had Authority Solutions. And
Okay.
Authority Solutions has been something that has been fun and exciting because it's also a business that helps other business owners grow their
That's true.
business. And so that's what's kind of fun and exciting there. My IT background that you mentioned, for me, it all kind of dovetails together. It all fits together because in the IT world, you're always building, you're connecting, you're solving problems, you're you see a problem, you find a solution. You see a problem, you find a solution. In business, one of the things I learned through personal development is the way you make more money is you find bigger problems to solve. And
That's
so,
true.
as an entrepreneur, the business owner is the one who's solving the biggest problems. And so that's just kind of how the progression happened. And when it comes to digital marketing and
Mhm.
solutions, the business actually presented itself to me 10 years ago. I had multiple different things going on, had an opportunity to partner up with somebody and start this business. And I became, really, to be honest, a student. I was a business person and understood business, but I became a student of SEO. I understood web design to some extent, but I didn't understand SEO at the time. I became a
Okay.
student and dove in head first, learning everything I possibly could, being a part of a lot of the top organizations that everybody gravitates to, learning who was who and who was teaching the latest and greatest and what things were working, and just applying those things and creating our own SOPs, our own processes that would work for us, for our clients, and then just building
Mhm.
that. And just as time went on, we had to learn, just like everybody, is what are you going to do with your business? What is
Yeah,
your
that's
vertical
true.
markets? What are your niches? What's going to set you apart, make you different from everybody else? And so we did that um, over a number of years. And so, the thing about our business is that things change and people and faces change. And so, with
Correct.
the solutions, the gentleman that I started the business with um, had ran his course, moved on to do other things, and the business partner that we had brought in has done amazing things and hit the ground running and was transformative for the business. His name is Mr. Zachary Brown, and
Yeah.
he and I bought out the other co-founder of the company. Mr. Brown and I are running the business now and ready to take it to new heights. And we're excited
Mhm.
about coming to WasCon again and supporting
Yeah.
you guys and bringing our team and speaking this year. And so it's a lot of growth for us, a lot of growth for you guys. So it's a nice synergy.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that wonderful message. And actually, we are following you after the event happened last year. We saw you there, and you're really great when it comes to like our communication. Even though we just talked for a bit, but I learned a lot from you, and we are excited for your knowledge as well that you're going to impart in 2024 conference, Michelle. We have viewers here from Riyadh. Hello, Roji and Zachary. Hello.
There you
So
go.
tuning in from Puerto Rico, Go Authority Solutions. Hello, Go Authority. Oh, Authority Solutions. Here we go. Christelle, hi Michelle. Excited to see you at the event. We have our attendees here. Another one. Hey Michelle and Kirk, just watching along with you guys. Excited for the session. Looking forward to seeing what insights we pick from this live. Thank
I'll
you, Ren.
stay tuned.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now, in regards to Authority Solution, can you share the overview and also your core services in web design, SEO, and like content creation?
Yeah. So for us, the a lot of things. I mean, I know you're an agency owner as well. So
Mhm.
um, one of before I actually answer that question, a question for you is, the services that you started offering on day one, are those the same services that you offer today?
Yes,
Are they
but
the
we
same?
have we
Or have they
yeah.
changed?
Are they correct? They are the same, but we also like make
Add
it more custom. Yeah, add
So you add and
remove some of the
that's right. So same
Correct.
kind of thing. I think every agency that we talk to is on a development path. You develop, you grow. And so as
True.
you start your agency, you start with either what you know or what you were told or what you learned, how you were mentored. And so someplace you start at A, and you're going to move along to B, C, D, E, F, G, and you're going to move along to these other points along the line. For us, we started at SEO. SEO first
Okay.
is our agency. And so SEO is our main lane, it's our main pillar of our service offerings. And we learned very quickly that web design was one of our other services that we needed to offer because people would come to us and they would have horrible websites. And so
Mhm.
the websites would be lacking in pages that were missing that they needed to have in order to rank for certain things that they wanted to, rank for. And a lot of times, and we may get into this with some of your other questions you have, but sometimes people, they don't know what they don't know. The client
That's true.
isn't
Yeah.
always right. We're always
Oh,
told in sales and business, training that, the customer's always right. The customer is not always right. And so the
correct.
customer, a lot of times wants to market their business, the way that they see their business. And we a lot of times will come to the prospect and tell them how they need to market their business the way their prospects are looking for their business.
Mhm.
And so that changes things a lot. And a lot of times that means that their website needs to change. Therefore, we needed to become really good web designers, web developers. And so, therefore, that became that second pillar of our business. So we had SEO, we had web design. And in recent years, the third real pillar of our business, the third core pillar of our business is content. That
Mhm.
content creation pillar is vital right now to what we do. And it is extremely important in the most recent years because of how important Google has made relative content.
Correct.
That content relevance is extremely important in a number of ways. And so having good content is extremely important. And we see that goes beyond just front facing content. So front facing content, supporting content that's going to be out there. And so we take things to a next level.
Mhm.
You may actually have other agencies you talk to that you work with, that you may even be interviewing. I don't know, but there's a lot of agencies out there, a lot of agencies that we have worked with, dealt with, seen that do a lot of SEO work. And in all their SEO work that they do, they're perfectly fine using spun content, chat GPT
Oh
content
yeah.
that is complete garbage. And the difference is we don't take on clients that don't care. Our clients care. And when our clients find, when they Google search something with their name and they find anything out there that has complete garbage, they know we're the ones that are out there doing everything for them in the internet space. So
Correct.
we hold ourselves to a higher standard. Our clients
Mhm.
hold us to a higher standard. And so becomes very difficult for us to actually even sub a lot of our work out to others that don't hold themselves to that higher standard because we can't have garbage going out there for our clients. And that's kind of that content space for us is content's extremely important, relevant content, whether it's articles for blogs, page content, press releases, social posts, whatever it is that the client is needing,
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and create that for them. And of course, that ties into their website, that ties into the web design, that ties into the SEO campaign, and all the different things that all really kind of dovetail together for the success of the client. And of course, my thing that I've said for years, and a lot of times I've actually been quoted as saying is our major goal is that our clients make more money every month than they're paying us. Because if they're not
Mhm.
making way more money every month than they're paying us, they're not going to continue paying us. So
Yeah.
that's
Understood.
our ultimate goal.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So in regards to SEO, because earlier I talked to a prospect who's got frustrated with their previous agency or white label partner because they are doing SEO, but it's generic. Like they use a templatized strategy for every clients that they have. So after a couple of months they don't see the result. Now, can I know your approach, like for every client? What did you do? Like a summary of it, maybe.
I would love to tell you that, Kirk, but everybody that listens to this call now and or listens to it on a recording would love for me to take a successful multiple seven-figure income earning agencies SOPs and lay them out there for free, and that I cannot do on this call. But I will tell you that everything that we do for ourselves, we do for our clients. We don't do for our clients different than we do for ourselves. Our SOPs that we follow, and a lot of times that's a statement that gets missed a lot of times, because what I'm trying to say is, if we're doing local SEO for ourselves,
Okay.
we're going to do local SEO for ourselves the same way. We're going to do it for our clients the same way. We don't have a different standard for ourselves than we do for our clients. It's not like, oh, we're going to do it clean for us, but we don't care. We'll just go crazy with the client. We don't want to burn the client. We want the client to be a client for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We have clients today that are still clients from 10 years ago. Okay. In the SEO world, that's kind of unheard of. Most of the time, people are trying to get more SEO clients to come in faster than they are leaving. So as long as you get more clients coming in than you have quitting, you're making more money. Yeah. For us, we just want to keep good retaining clients that know that we're going to get them to the top of the search results. We're going to keep them there. We're going to keep them happy. We got an ROI for them. They are happy campers. They're going to keep paying their bill month after month. But my point about how we do what we do, there is no major secret sauce. If you've been around the SEO space, if you come to the world of search, if you listen to the speakers talk about what they're going to talk about, if you understand technical SEO and making sure that you fix your technical SEO, if you have a local SEO space, like if you're not just talking about a national client or an international client, if they have a local representation and you do your local SEO well, listen to the speakers talking about local SEO, do what they're saying. Put that into practice as your SOPs. Perfect. When it comes to on-page optimization, follow the on-page optimization practices. When it comes to off-page SEO, don't go crazy, and you don't have to do everything in the cookbook. You can pick a few things you know work and make that part of your SOPs. You can talk to a few agencies and figure out what works for them or what works in a few different industries, and that becomes your thing that you're going to do because you're going to pick a few different industries. So things are different. If you're going to go after e-commerce sites, that's going to be different than if you're going after local restaurants or local dentists. You know, things are going to be a little bit different if you're going local versus, national and those types of things. But my point is SEO, right? You got local, technical, on-page, off-page. I mean, really, that's it. So as long as you have those 4 different things, you listen to the speakers that talk about how to do it, you put together your SOPs for those different things that you're going to do, you become very systematic in how you're doing it. That should become your standard operating procedures for how you take a client through. And the people that are listening to this call don't need me to give my special sauce on what we find to work for us, for our specific clients. They want to tweak it based on what they're doing for their specific type of clients in their vertical markets, in their niches, with what their offerings are. But the point is, everybody gets hung up on trying to find that special magic wand, magic bullet, magic thing that somebody can give them. It literally is just taking a little bit of time, researching, developing oneself for the success that you want. The best thing that somebody can do if they're looking to be more successful is educate themselves. Something like coming to World of Search, educate themselves, get the things that they need, the tools, not just software tools, but mentally, the things that you need to know, that you need to accomplish and do. I know you guys are real big on making sure that you've got help, such as VAs, but you ought to have, as an agency owner, what you know you need to accomplish. Yes, you can have VAs that have some knowledge and ability to do things, but you've got to at least be able to tell them what you want them to accomplish and do. and then have them do it. Otherwise, they're going to do whatever they want to do, and you're going to end up in the situation you're talking about, and you're going to have crazy stuff happening to your clients that you had no idea. So, put a plan together, work the plan. If you don't have a plan, what do they say? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So educate yourself, put a plan together, and just work the plan.
Educate yourself, make a plan for that. Yeah, it's a good thing that you said that as well, because like I know other agencies that they use like a generic strategy for all of the clients that they have. Like you mentioned earlier about e-commerce store and then local business. So you should have a different strategy with that one because they are not the same. So yeah, and you also mentioned that you need to go to conferences, check what other agencies are doing, so you can make your you can come up with a strategy and test that. If that is working for you, then you can use it for your own strategy as well. It's a good advice, Michelle. Michelle, thank you for that.
It's super important to come to strategy.
Yeah.
It's super important to come to these things because each year, with all the stuff that Google puts out there, Google is constantly pushing out these, updates, these algorithmic updates, and they put out these notices and announcements, and they're like, oh, well, this isn't going to work anymore. That doesn't work anymore. Stop doing this, stop doing that. And a lot of new SEOs,
they get confused as well.
they'll freak out. Oh my gosh, we can't do backlinks anymore. Google said backlinks don't work. I mean, of course backlinks are going to work, So, you have to be able to read through some of that and understand some of it's garbage. For instance, one of the things that really, I know we'll kind of get to this later, but one of the things that really drove us to create an application, a SaaS platform, a SaaS application, was the fact that this past year, Google came out and said that expired domains are not valuable anymore. Now,
True.
I know that you and other SEOs, we have all used expired domains. We've used expired domains for redirects. We've used expired domains for PBNs. We've used expired domains for all kinds of things in the SEO space. You buy an expired domain that has stats, and then you do something with it. Build it, put something on it, make something of it, and then use it to support, clients and whatnot. Well, the thing is Google basically, again, reading between the lines, Google wasn't saying that expired domains entirely are useless, but that's how the knee-jerk reaction of the industry was taking it. Instead, what Google was saying is their importance that they're putting on topical relevance is making the use of expired domains irrelevant, because people would buy an expired domain that was all about automotive service. All the backlinks coming to the domain used to be about 123auto.com, and then they would take that domain and build a dental website out of it and try to build backlinks to their dental client. But it's not topically relevant. All the backlinks are coming from one type of industry, and you're trying to link to a completely different type of industry. So that's what really drove us, is that we didn't see anything that could fix or solve that. So that's what's exciting for us to be able to share with everybody, is that, we've got something coming that will allow people to find and match those topical relevant expired domains, and then build content in the websites for people, making this process for SEO agencies and SEOs on their own be able to build a huge repertoire of assets that'll make them be able to compete with agencies like us. So it's going to be super fun, super exciting, and you guys are going to be the first to kind of hear. You're the first ones to get it. So it's really cool.
Yeah, this is very promising, Michelle, and I'm very excited to know about that. So let's discuss in the conference about that as well. Thank you for sharing that. So we have an overview about what it does, and I hope you're listening with that one as well, guys. We have 59 viewers right now. So yeah, you can add your questions here because Mitchell is dropping his knowledge about SEO, expired domains, link building, and agency questions as well. So we have from Jervin, hi Michelle, can't wait to see you at the event. I'm very excited. It's going to be amazing. See you there.
Sounds good, man.
Russell, shout out to Sir Junor, CEO from Virtual Business. Erwin, hey Michelle and Kirk. All right, Zia, hi Michelle. So excited to see you and your team at the event. Megs, agree with you, Michelle. Janos, I'll surely meet you at the event, Michelle, to have this kind of conversation with you. You're amazing. Such wisdom. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for that, guys. If you have questions, no, this is the right time that you're going to ask your questions because Michelle is very busy. He cannot cater all your questions privately, so this is the right time for you to ask. Okay. Now, how does Authority Solutions integrate intellectual property or IP into digital marketing strategies? I'm very curious about that. Like, can you also provide examples of how IP can enhance and protect our brand online?
Yeah. So there's a couple things. One is, and I don't want to steal too much from my speech.
Yeah, okay. Just
However,
an overview.
but give you a little taste. The reason why my topic really at WASCON is about brand protection for your agency when it comes to IP, intellectual property, trademarking. The reason why is because when you're building a business, you're building something of value. You don't want somebody to come along and steal it. And
That's
so
true. Makes
it
sense.
is something that we realized when working with an IP attorney to protect our own brand, not just our shield or the full logo, of Authority Solutions. A lot of times people think that, you're trademarking your logo. It's not just the logo, it's the logo, it's the name, it's, all the international classes, in what kind of use, how are you using the name, all those types of things. And so there's a lot that goes into it on the legal side of, the protection, trademark brand protection. But that's all on the legal side. And then you have the digital side. And so when we started working to trademark our own brand, we realized that people go through, when you start a business, you go through and do searches. You do searches of your own business. You're going to start a company. It's, ABC Plumbing. You're going to do ABC Plumbing in a Google search. Oh my gosh, there's already ABC Plumbing, and so, okay, well, there's already an abcplumbing.com. There's already an abcplumbing.net. Maybe we shouldn't start ABC Plumbing. But maybe ABC Plumbing LLC or Inc. is not actually formed. Maybe the business is available. So you could form the business ABC Plumbing. Maybe the trademark is available. Legally, you could form ABC Plumbing and there's no trademark. So maybe you could actually fight to try to get ABC Plumbing trademarked.
Okay.
Would it still be a good idea? Because if somebody already owns multiple top level domains and they have the top 10 pages of Google all already taken, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you try and go into the market competing already with people that have tons of online assets, URLs that have tons of authority and trust already that are going to beat out your website, let alone your local profiles, social profiles, Web 2.0s, and press releases, everything else that you're going to try to build with your brand on it? You're just going to get outmarketed online. So when it comes to IP, how do we tie all this in together? We're not attorneys. We don't give legal advice. But when people come to us and they're in the beginning stages, from time to time, we do get people that are in the beginning stages or trying to rebrand and stuff. We will give them some advice that they ought to talk to an IP attorney, because just choosing a name out of the hat or doing a Google search isn't enough. They need to check with their country. Like in the US, they would go to the United States, USPTO, Patent and Trademark Office, and do a search there to make sure that the name that they like and the name that they want is not already trademarked, because otherwise, as soon as they start that business, they're infringing on
Mhm.
somebody else. So somebody could say, well, the .com is available. Yes, but you could register that, start a business, and then get sued by somebody for infringing in their business. So you don't just have the right because the .com is available. You have to check and make sure that you're not infringing on somebody. So it's both
Okay.
ways. You got to check this way, but you also need to check the other way. Is it free? Is it open digitally? Is it open legally? And so we just like to give some of this advice to people because we've learned this. And it's better to know this information on the front side rather get down the road 3 years and then have to rebrand your entire agency, which people have
Yeah.
had to do because they didn't know any better. They get down the road, and then once you build big enough that you become worth something, then you'll get
Mhm.
cease and desist letters, and somebody's going to come after you and start threatening to sue you for dollars. And now you're going to have to shut down, turn over your assets to them, and all kinds of things because you have no leg to stand on. You got no rights. So that's to answer your question. That's pretty much it. We don't offer the service of IP, this, that, or whatever. It's just something as a value add that we talk about with people to make sure that, again, the client's not always right. So when they go, I want this domain and I want you to build out my whole brand, let's go with it. We might say, have you checked to see if it's trademarked? Do you know that this is free and clear? So we may just have some of those questions and conversations with somebody before they go off in that direction. And if they go, I don't really care. All right, you're the boss. But at least we had that conversation with them to make sure that they know that we're educated, we're looking out for them, we have their best interest at heart. And that's how we kind of tie that in to kind of how we do business on a regular basis. But really, more importantly, my speech is more to the agency owners to make sure
Okay.
that you understand how to protect themselves and not to get in a jam down the road.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for that, Michelle. I'm learning. And yeah, I also have businesses that already has an IP in the Philippines. However, since I'm also marketing international, my question is, do I also need to register it international, or is this fine because I already have in the Philippines IP?
International, you do have to register in multiple countries. So in Europe,
Okay.
there's European registration. In the US, there's a
Okay.
US registration. Canada and Mexico each have their own registration.
I
So in
see.
any country that you want that protection, you would want to register in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
it just depends on how big you think you're going to build your brand. Anybody listening, how big are you going to build your brand? Um, do you think you're going to build a brand that's international? Do you have the initial funding that you want to spend all that money to legally protect it? Because it's not cheap. It is not super cheap to be spending money on IP attorneys, because even if you have an IP attorney that's inexpensive in your local market,
Mm.
they're usually going to have to
That's true.
interface with IP attorneys in other countries. You're going to have to pay registration fees and filing fees and upkeep fees for all those registrations in all those different countries to make sure that all your trademarks are kept up. So it can get expensive if you're looking to go with global marks, like Coca-Cola, you know,
Mm.
Microsoft,
Okay.
Google.
Thank you for yeah, thank you for sharing that, Michelle. So I have an idea that I also need to register it, international. I'm thinking to focus on like my target countries as well, like in US, but I need to prepare good money for that one. Jano said, "Wow, I never thought about the legality side of choosing a brand name. I just purchased the domain right away. Thank you for this insight."
Mhm, absolutely.
Okay, we have question from from Rene. What role does content marketing play in a successful SEO strategy, and how it be integrated with digital marketing efforts?
What role does content marketing play? Depends on how you're using content marketing for SEO. So whether or not, if you want to help clarify the question, because content in general is becoming more important in a successful SEO strategy. We were actually just talking about the whole idea of content marketing being a big umbrella these days, because content marketing seems to really encompass a lot of things that people are doing in the content space, whether it's written content and, whether it's, on blogs and social and wherever it happens to be, all kinds of content. So if you're doing social, most of the social content and stuff like that, you're going to do a whole lot for your SEO. So if somebody's talking about, content marketing in the social space, yeah, I'm going to say it's not really going to do a whole lot for your SEO strategy. When it comes to content marketing, if you're talking about content creation, when it comes to like blogging, article writing on a website, yes, absolutely, because of the idea of that EAT algorithm, the expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. Does your website have that content depth and breadth, the width and depth of that content, that topical relevance? Again, our app that's coming out to be able to help do that on scale for people. The idea is, can you create that kind of content on a regular basis to be able to get that topical relevance? It used to be like, I can tell you, like, I had fun at one point where I created a page and ranked the page for something that the page wasn't even about. Like even in some of the SEO groups that we're in, like there was one of the guys in one of our SEO groups literally had a page of lorem ipsum and then put something like Kirk rolled in and just put Kirk's name on it a whole bunch of times, optimized it, some schema, title, H tags, on-page optimization, but it was nothing but lorem ipsum and then Kirk's name, and then rank the page for Kirk's name. So when you talk about content marketing, how important is content marketing and content to SEO? Well, the fact of the matter is that, for many, many years, Google could not read content. It was really, what are all the different words? What are all the multi-word terms and phrases and the keywords and the occurrences of them and so forth, so on. So when you're looking at all of that, it's just, how many occurrences on that page, and then the site, how many, occurrences on that site of related terms. So is the site topically related? So you could end up having lorem ipsum pages as long as you had enough of, keywords, variations, LSIs, and stuff like that all throughout mixed into the lorem ipsum. You could still rank. So it's a weird question because you could manipulate lorem ipsum, I think, still today, and probably still get away with ranking if you knew how to insert enough keywords, LSIs, variations, and stuff like that in your on-page game plan, your SOPs. However, I think that making the client happy, having good blogs that are related to what they're doing and what they're offering, being able to utilize those blogs in a good, healthy way for the SEO campaign that creates that topical relevance that Google's looking for without having to create gimmicky gaming of the system, because you're naturally going to have occurrences of all those terms in there. The only thing that SEOs have to worry about is when you're creating all these blogs, and this is a nugget, if you guys haven't run into this yet, you're going to, is you start creating all these blogs, be careful that you don't create blogs that are more optimized for keywords that you're trying to rank a target page for. Because now your blog will start out ranking your target page for the keyword that you're trying to rank your target page for. So you got to be careful that you don't end up cannibalizing your own site, having, you're watching your rankings and all of a sudden the page that you're reporting to a client all of a sudden tanks. And you're like, oh my God, what happened to my rankings? And all of a sudden you look and the page that's, starting to rank is your blog that you just posted last week. It's coming up. Well, it's not what you want ranking. So now you start going to deal with that. Oh my gosh, what do we do? Canonicalize it over here. Do I drop it? Do I de-index it? Do I link it? Now you're starting these games with it. So you got to be careful with the content Can it be helpful? Yes, but you got to know what you're doing. You can't just start building. And that's the thing with all this content and ChatGPT and automations and stuff like that, is people are going crazy with just random building of content and automating crazy amounts of content, and they're not watching it. They're not paying attention to what's being created on these content sites, client sites, and it's all running amok, and they're hurting themselves. Clients are getting hurt because the main pages that the client wants ranking are starting to be hurt because of that cannibalization.
Thank you.
Urban?
Thank you for sharing that. So we have a lot of people who are learning from your insights about content marketing and what's its relation to SEO. All right. Now we have Rene. Thank you for sharing your expertise. It's very long. So your insight have provided a clear understanding of SEO digital marketing, which will be instrumental in crafting more effective content strategies. I appreciate the valuable tips and guidance. Thank you as well, Rene. So I believe Rene is one of our attendees at WasCon. So hope to see you there, guys. And Michelle, I have a question for you uh, about the updates and also latest developments in digital marketing about your company, which is Authority Solution. So
How do you stay up on top of the updates?
yeah, I keep on experimenting. Like if, for example, if we use a strategy before, and then we notice that this is not currently working, we will check what could be the problem. Why is this not working? And we constantly doing experiment. What could be a different strategy that it could work this month? No, so we have a test websites that keep on implementing every now and then, making sure that this is still working. We just don't need to be stuck here, because I know there's a lot of like uh, for me, Google's algorithm is only doing that suspension and algorithm updates because we are also tricking them, right? We are also doing a lot of stupid things. That's also the reason why they do these updates. So yeah, my question is, how does Authority Solutions stay updated with its latest developments in SEO, digital marketing, and also these algorithm updates?
I know. I thought you were going to ask me that. That's what I was saying. I was like, how do you stay up on them?
Okay.
So I'll tell you mine. You tell me yours. I'll make you a deal. So
yeah, I already did. I already shared.
That's how
shared
that's how you test. But how do you stay on top of the new updates that are coming out, right? Because there's new algorithmic updates, there's soft updates, there's things that Google doesn't even do formal announcements on, but there's news that is out there saying, well, there's changes in the SERPs. They haven't put out an official announcement, but everybody in, let's say, the legal industry just took a tumble. Why is everybody in legal taking a tumble right now? You know, that kind of thing. So anyways, to answer your question, I do not have the time personally to be in all of that. I have to give props to my team. If you guys are listening right now, SEO team, I'm giving you guys all the props. So our team is out there paying attention to, you know, the Google updates that are coming out, listening to all the major sites that put out their blogs and updates and announcements. Some of the SEO groups that are out there that we're a part of as well, as they also share what their findings are. Because the thing is, you shouldn't be afraid of being a part of groups, masterminds, groups, you know, join some of them and stuff like that. Because, you know, as we hear something and we share, and you hear something and you share, like, even if every one of these small agencies, if we're all small agencies and any of these agencies have between, solo person has, 5-10 clients, and larger agency has, 25 to 100, 200 clients, anywhere in that range is still small potatoes. That's an American phrase, right? Small potatoes in comparison to the millions of businesses worldwide. So what's the harm in us collaborating when we hear something's going on. Hey, I think this is happening. Hey, I think that's happening. It doesn't hurt us as agencies to be able to collaborate and share and be able to say, hey, we see this happening. Hey, you guys see happening and stuff like that. So our team tries to stay with with our ear to the ground, like listening to what's going on out there. And that way, whenever they hear those types of things, they share them. We use Slack, and so they hear stuff. They share. Hey, here's a new link. Here's a new article. Here's a new this. Here's a new that. So everybody in that department kind of stays on top of what's happening. And if something's like super important, then they bring my attention to it. So we kind of make adjustments if we need to, which goes back to what you were saying, Kirk. So if there's something that is important enough that it's like, oh, hey, this looks like something that is going to cause us to change a process, then we need to make some changes around here. The good thing is 9 times out of 10, we don't have to change our processes because we don't do gimmicky crap. So we don't, and this is in all seriousness, if you guys can take something from this segment tonight, take this. I'm a speaker. You're going to have a bunch of speakers. We're all going to talk about cool stuff. But be careful listening to the Instagram, YouTuber person that's building a career, being a face from the SEO industry, constantly telling you to follow me because I got the next cool thing that you can do to get your clients to number 1. Oh, here's the next cool thing you can do to get your clients to number 1.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when they're saying those things, yeah, it may work, but when enough people are doing that gimmicky thing, that loophole, that little thing that they're doing, guess who else is listening or hearing, or somebody's going to clue in Google to close that little loophole. And now everybody that followed that, all of a sudden, those clients, boom. And now you're having to change your SOPs again. And every single time it's a cycle. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. Instead, just do solid on-page optimization, solid backlinking with solid authority and trust metrics. I tell people it's like the real world. Google is trying to mimic the real world. If Kirk and I went to a networking event, we were networking, what are we looking for? We're looking for somebody that is referring other people. Like, for instance, if somebody walked in the door and that person walks in and goes, I am the best web designer in all of the world, and we didn't know who they were, would we go run over there and give them our business? No. Okay. But that's like you having 0 backlinks, building a brand new page and optimizing it perfectly. It's never going to rank. Yeah. You have perfect on-page optimization, but that's like you coming out to this networking, you're coming out to the world and going, I am number 1, I am amazing. It still doesn't matter. You're still just not going to rank. Okay? You have no third-party credibility. But if you go to that same networking event, and let's say Kirk is a web designer, and 2 or 3 people have been walking around this room for 30 minutes telling everybody that, oh my gosh, did you know this guy Kirk? He is the most amazing web designer in all the world. And these people just walk around telling everybody that. Now Kirk walks in, he doesn't even have to say anything. And everybody wants to talk to him. Everybody wants to give him business because of the third-party credibility. See, that's this third-party credibility that's been around forever that Google's trying to emulate in backlinking. They're just trying to make sure that we don't abuse the concept. Now, as long as you understand, that concept and you can use it topically relevant and you can use it, boy, you can do some amazing things in the SEO space. Now, if you do that coupled with some really good on-page optimization, now you have more third-party credibility and you have more on-page optimization than your competitor. There ain't no beating you. You've got it in the bag. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much for providing us a detailed explanation and also insightful message. You have your team here from Jerry. Hello, Jerry. Represent Authority Solution. Let's go, team. We have 89 viewers here from YouTube, Facebook pages and groups. Hello, everyone, and profile as well. Thank you so much for joining in. So, yeah, I have few more questions for Michelle because I want to learn more about what they are offering about Authority Solutions. And yeah, can you like describe the user experience of your services and how can new clients get started with Authority Solutions?
Yep. So just in case somebody was listening here and they were like, out of everybody that we've listened to, we want to engage with Authority Solutions. It'd be very simple. They will go to our website. There's a Get Started button on any page. They click Get Started. They fill out a form. They fill out that form, and it allows us to engage with them and have our initial consult. We have an initial consult with them. We go through, have a great conversation, make sure that we're a good fit. We're a good fit. We give them a proposal. They agree to it. We sign them up, and we kick off services. So it's a very straightforward approach. But we always start off as many. I mean, I think I've been to a lot. I'm going to try to throw a number out there. I can't even put a number. A lot of SEO websites. And most everybody does some sort of discovery session or something like that. And so I think we're all pretty much in the same boat. We all want to start by having some sort of conversation with somebody. So we're no different in that regard. The only difference that I think I have or we have is that we don't try to sell them on that initial call. I've had some people tell me that that's a mistake. We should try to have a package ready to go and sell them right there on the first call. We just choose not to. We choose to have a conversation, figure out what's good, what's best, and then we come back with what we would propose for them. We're not fixed pricing. We don't do fixed pricing. We package pricing, and I do not have. If that's a follow-up question, I do not have pricing to share with everybody because we do custom pricing for each and every one of the clients that comes to us. So we don't actually have anything that's better or on a website where we send somebody, hey, here's package A, B, and C, choose one. So our type of clients are not ones that are package type clients.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. No, so you have a custom package, custom pricing as well, custom strategy based from the problems that we have, and also how are you going to help them. It's really good, no? Because you also mentioned earlier.
It's also one of those things where it's two different ways that people can build their agency because, one way to build an agency is to absolutely have, like a menu order form. Like, here's all the different things that I have. Here's our pricing. Order it, buy it, let's go, and automate that process. And you can sell that stuff like crazy. You can sell your services. You market it, sell it. You got to fulfill it. But even if you can't fulfill it, to be honest, if you're marketing it well, you can sell more on the front than you're losing on the back, and you can still make a ton of money. The difference is that we were more interested, I should say, not concerned. We were more interested in building a business and a brand on integrity. So on our website, you see it. It's actually a little tagline. So we're a digital marketing agency providing internet marketing services while bringing integrity to web design and SEO, where it lacks. For many years, integrity has lacked in our space. And so we really wanted to bring integrity to the space. And that really kind of us meant that we wanted to kind of do a more tailored approach to each one of our clients. Not the fastest growing approach. We would grow much faster if we had a silver, gold, platinum offer, and we just allowed them to pick and go, pick and go, pick and go. It would be much quicker. So if you're building an agency and you want to build fast, that would be the faster way to go. Not the way that we're doing it. We just chose to go this route because it aligns with who we are and the type of agency that we wanted to build.
All right. Thank you for that. We have question from Rachel. What are the top 3 risks that you were able to overcome, and how did Authority Solutions help you?
What were the top 3 risks that I was able to overcome, and how did my company help me?
Because Rachel, you need to rephrase your question. We need to come back to that question later on. So here from Megs, what is the most important thing in establishing an agency as a first timer?
The most important thing in establishing an agency as a first timer, well, either have the skill set or have people lined up to provide the skill set and then sell. So it's really twofold. You talk about like, I think it's Richard Branson, like Virgin Mobile, Virgin Brand, something. I think he's the one who said, entrepreneurs are the kind of people that jump off the cliff
Mm.
and then they build the plane while they're falling on the way down.
Wow.
So, and if I misquoted him and somebody knows that I misquoted somebody else, then correct me. But I think it was him. But the idea is that that's that kind of entrepreneur mindset of like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyways, one way or the other, I'm doing it. Let's go. So if that's your mindset and you're that kind of driven entrepreneur, then you start and you sell it. Like, let's go build a website, start selling and offering your services. And as soon as you sell a client, you're immediately finding somebody to white label, offer the services to fulfill. So you find an agency that can provide SEO, web design, social media, blogging, whatever it is. You find somebody that can handle it for you until you either want to bring it in-house or just have that model where somebody's offering it for you. If you have the skill set, I kind of go back to the other question that the person asked, like, what are some things that you overcame? If I were to try to answer that question, that they were maybe asking what are some things I maybe overcame as I was starting my agency, one of them would be, and kind of tying this in with the other question, is what's important at the beginning is to get out of your own way. So one of the things that I had to overcome was having to be everything in my agency. I didn't have to be the SEO expert. I didn't have to be the best salesperson. I didn't have to be the business expert. I didn't have to be the tax expert. I didn't have to be the insurance expert. And I didn't have to be, the HR expert and the web design expert. I didn't have to be the expert in everything. And sometimes when you're the entrepreneur, you also tend to be that kind of person that wants to control everything. And so you really have to start to learn to let go. You've got to either bring people into your business to help run it with you, or you're outsourcing. You have to find some model that works for you, because you cannot do it all. If you try to do it all, you're just a freelancer yourself, and that's not an agency. Freelancer does not equal agency. You're just a freelancer.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that, Michelle. So are there any upcoming features or developments in Authority Solutions that users should be excited about? Maybe you have a new services, or you mentioned earlier about a new tool that's coming.
Yep. 2 things actually. We're actually excited to be rolling out our new website. So some of you guys may have been to the website right now. So that's a website that's many years old. Some of you guys know that when you have a website that is...
Well, it's already good. So you have a new design coming.
Getting better.
Okay.
It's getting better.
Okay.
So the cool thing for us is that the company is growing. We're doing some amazing things, and part of that is some of the app development stuff that we're doing. But as we are growing and developing, our team is developed. We're ready to kind of continue to grow as an agency. The website has been a work in progress for a while, because for us, if you look at our website, you'll notice that we have multiple city hierarchies of cities and stuff like that. And so We like to represent and have representation in multiple cities across the United States. And so that presents a unique issue because you don't want duplicate content. So you may have a series of SEO pages in multiple cities, a series of web design pages in multiple cities. And so you've got to have content that reads well, that's unique enough, that's not duplicate, in order to have those all rank for each of those different cities. So that was a huge undertaking for our content team. So total shout out to Jerry. I saw him on here just a minute ago. So Jerry's our team lead with our content team. So shout out to Jerry and our whole content team for that huge undertaking that they've been doing there. Our web dev team for designing and building out the whole new website. So new website will be going live. You guys will get to take a look at that as we show up at World of Search. We're going to be, it's kind of like showing up in a new car. You show up in the new sports car pulling up to the event. Well, we're going to be pulling up with our new website. So that'll be fun and exciting. And then to your point, we actually have a new application that we're finishing development right now. So we're going to be presenting it to everybody, letting everybody know kind of what it's all about. I kind of gave the highlights earlier when we started this, but I know that the numbers have increased as far as the followers. So just as a quick highlight to everybody that's listening, we've been talking about SEO and agencies and stuff like that. There's a lot of tools out there because of ChatGPT and AI to be able to help you create content. But we were talking about relevance and topical relevance and how important that is now, and how Google put out this past 6 months, I think it was maybe 9 months ago or so, there was an article that was put out there that talked about how, expired domains are a thing of the past, they're useless now, don't use them. Whenever they say don't use them, that means use them. Just, got to figure out a way to so what they basically were saying was they're not going to provide value to those backlinks when they're not topically relevant. And so that's where a lot of SEOs had made the mistake. They would actually buy a domain, an expired domain that had great stats like tons of authority and trust and stuff like that. They buy them on the raw stats because people go and look up Moz and Majestic, and they pull up those stats and be like, oh man, look at the stats. They're great. I could buy that domain for X number of dollars or whatever. And so they buy the domain and they would build it up as a PBN, throw a little website on it, throw some blogs, and boom, they'd start linking to their clients. But as I was telling Kirk earlier, as a lot of us know, maybe have even done it ourselves, you may buy a domain that was all about an automotive site before, like all the backlinks for 90% automotive. That was the topical relevance, automotive, the topical trust flow. But somebody bought the domain because they wanted those stats, but they have a client that's medical. And so you're like, well, the stats are really good. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just the stats. I've heard so many times from SEOs, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just the stats. And so then they build a website that's medical, and then they create backlinks to their medical client. Well, Google's basically saying, yeah, well, those days are gone, buddy. Like, not going to happen anymore. It's not topically relevant. So it's the same thing that they're basically saying, like, we're not going to give you value. If you're a dentist in Manila, why would backlinks from automotive shops in the US be really valuable to you? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Like, so we're looking for relevance of the backlink, relevance to your geographic relevance, topical relevance, those types of things. So what we have done is we were like, look, we're not letting Google throw it all out. So what we've done is we have built a tool called Topic Vein, and Topic Vein is a tool that is aligning that topical relevance. So like a vein, like a weather vane, it will point you in the right direction because it allows you to do that domain research in the tool to find the topical relevance. You put in a domain, it will tell you, here's your topical relevance choices for that domain. You can actually now choose it and say, okay, cool. I needed a domain, and now I can see I have a domain in my inventory that I actually have one that has a topical relevance for medical. Sweet. that's the one I need to choose, and I need to build that one into a medical website. Perfect. Then the app will actually do the content creation for you, but it goes beyond that because it's got all the bells and whistles to be able to help with the content creation, the topics, subtopics, everything that's needed to build out whatever it's needed, whether it's blogs and listicles and lists and you name it. It can create whatever you need. The team has gone crazy in that space. But then it goes even further because most of us are not just going to want to create content and download the content, although you can.
Yeah.
But then you're going to take it, you're going to install our plugin on your WordPress site, hit a button, sucks and installs a site for you, and then starts pushing your content to make that topically relevant based on the domain research you've already done. Now, these SEOs, like when we started, we struggled because we didn't have an inventory and a repertoire of PBNs, or these. And so we always were doing it on the cheap, Web 2.0s and, Blogger and Weebly and, Jimdo and all that. But those sites have made it so difficult. They do redirects with their domains and they strip off the value. You've got to have different logins and, they always get shut down, and it's a hassle. Yeah. So now being able to have something that can allow the solo or small to medium-sized agencies to be able to, boom, snap your fingers like this. So you just buy expired domains to your heart's content. You buy good value and you can build those suckers out. And now all of a sudden you're playing with the big boys. This is going to be, that's just one of the applications. My business partner, Zachary, is always telling me, like, that's not all it does. It can do so much more. I'm like, I know, but like SEO first, like to me, SEO first, like that is a huge, just, it sets us apart in that space alone because of what it's going to be able to do for the SEOs. And that's one of the things that right now we're going to be opening it up on a wait list. And so the World of Search people are going to be able to be the first on that list.
Yeah.
So we're going to do something special for everybody at World of Search because I know that in the past, we've been able to get on wait lists and do some beta testing and stuff like that. And it's been super cool, super awesome to be able to be a part of new launches and be able to play with things and have those first looks. And we want to be able to do that for this group. So before we go easy marketing, across all the groups and everywhere, this is where we're starting with it.
Awesome. Yeah, we are very excited. From Crystal, we're excited. We are also excited as well, Mitchell, for that. And yeah, one last question because I know you're also busy, but yeah, how does Authority Solution like tailor its services to meet your clients' needs? For example, in different industries and also business sizes.
How do we tailor our services? For business
because I see because I see in your website you have different industries, right, that you are working with. Like earlier, let me go back again. You have industries that you added here from legal, medical, real estate, e-commerce, crypto.
Correct. So again, kind of going back to our choice of how we do our pricing, it is a custom conversation to where what is the client's needs for them and what can we do for them without them asking for too much that would possibly hurt them. The client can ask for too much, by the way, everybody that's listening. So a client could be like, I want 20 pages on my website. I want all these 20 service pages to rank #1, and I want it to all happen in the next 90 days. Okay, well, we have a problem here because your expectations are not realistic. So we would have a conversation of making sure that the client has realistic expectations. But the other thing is making sure that we're not doing too much SEO that would potentially draw negative attention to a client domain, a client site, that's not natural, right? So we try to make sure that we're finding this balance. And so it goes with each client, each domain, each site. How big is the site? How many backlinks does the site and the domain have, and stuff like that. So how much can you do, with a small site versus how much can you do with a large site? Each one's different. And so that being our pricing model is custom, it allows us the ability to offer different things for different people. So somebody may want a small local, I'm a local surgeon, so we like medical. So let's say we have a doctor or something like that that's local. Great. Wants to rank locally. We can do a local package for him. He has a website. He has a Google business profile, a GBP. We're going to rank his GBP for locally. We're going to rank his website for his services that he's offering. Perfect. Here's your price point. Good. Done. Do you want blogging? Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want a few other supporting services? Yes. Okay. We'll add those. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Sign up. Off we go. Now, maybe it's a larger, maybe it's a hospital. Maybe it's a big international, industrial company. Their needs are different. They may not have GBPs. They're big industrial international company that we work with. They don't have GBPs, but they have a whole lot more pages and they've got more stuff that they're wanting to rank. So, but it's a huge site with lots of backlinks, a lot of backlinks organically coming in all the time. So we have more freedom to do more with it. So we can do more. We charge more, do more. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I think that we have the ability to flex more with clients and client size and industries because we have a custom pricing model. If we had a silver, gold, platinum priced, this, and this, it would be harder because, we would have a big, huge international client that would be like, well, I want that one because I want that price. And now you're having to do work for a big, huge company at that price, which is the same price that you're doing for a little guy at the same price. And so you kind of, now granted, you could try to frame it and we're only creating so many backlinks and so many blogs and this, that, and all that kind of stuff. But we try not to, and maybe this is part of your question. We try not to get into a place of providing service based on how many things we're doing on a monthly basis. Okay. So I know that there's a lot of people out there that do it differently. Everybody can choose to do their own business their own way. And we are perfectly fine. Like we white label and pick up certain services from different people at different times. And that's okay. Yeah. It's good. Sometimes we like to know that they're going to build X number of backlinks, X number of this, do this, 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 and this, and this. And we buy that because we're an SEO agency buying SEO stuff from somebody. But as a client, I personally don't think the client needs to know what I'm doing month to month. Because as an SEO agency or marketing agency, I may not want to build more backlinks this month. Maybe we built a bunch of backlinks and I'm concerned with how many backlinks we're building. But if I put it in my contract that we're building 50 backlinks or 10 backlinks or whatever, however many backlinks a month, and I don't do that this month, then I'm contractually bound to do it. Otherwise, I'm breaking the contract. I'm breaking the agreement. But what if I feel like I could possibly be damaging their domain? I could possibly be putting them at risk if I continue down this road because something changed or I see something happening and I don't want to continue doing that. But see, I got painted into that corner because I happen to be an agency owner that says I'm going to do this every month. So we don't choose to do that. We tell them, you're coming to us for results. These are the results you're going to get. If we don't get these results, you can fire us. And so that's why we're not cheap, but that's why people come to us and they stay with us because we get results. We put them at the top. We keep them at the top. So.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that answers. Okay. Michelle. maybe you have something to share about our viewers right now. What can you say to them? Any last word before the event?
Don't believe every year or two, somebody always says, oh, SEO is dying. SEO is dying. My parting words for you guys is don't believe that garbage SEO is dying. If anything, SEO is just going to morph. It's just going to morph. Pay attention to AI. Pay attention to where AI is going. If you are not in it, better get into it. Pay attention to ChatGPT, where it's going, what it's doing, the tools, how the tools are using AI. Use the tools that you're given. It's kind of like when when you went from hammer and a nail. You were a roofer, and you're hammering a nail, hammering a nail, hammering a nail, putting a roof on, and then all of a sudden, power tools became a thing. And the crew next door, they all have nail guns. They finish a whole roof in like 3 hours, and you're there for 3 days. Okay. That's what's going to happen to anybody that chooses to turn a blind eye and chooses to not pay attention to the changes that are happening in our space. And in content and in SEO, AI is going to be a major tool and a major player in the space. So it only makes sense to pay attention and be a part of it in some way. Get the tools that make sense, that are going to help you do your job easier utilizing those tools. Understand it. At least understand it.
Yeah.
That's my nugget for everybody. And I look forward to seeing everybody soon. I mean, we're like a week plus away.
Yeah, it's coming and it's very fast. So like in 2 days from now, we're going to be in Manila, going to travel there. So we can easily like do all those things that needs to be done. And we are excited to meet you. And by the way, Michelle, thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate your time and also your insights you've shared. And I'm also pleasure learning more about Authority Solution and also what you do impact to the industry. And yeah, I really appreciate everything that you're doing, Michelle. Thank you so much for your time. And by the way, guys, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you and hope to see you there at the World of Search Conference.
Thanks, Kirk.
Thank you.
Appreciate you
Thank
guys.
you.